All right, everybody. Welcome to our SIH class today. We are going to be talking about healthy holiday eating. And I'm Kayla Lazorchuk. I am the SIH Communications Coordinator. And we are so glad that you're with us today. And like I said, we're going to be talking about healthy holiday eating. But before we get to that, I'm just going to remind you guys that we do have the holiday party coming up, so make sure to sign up for that. We're going to have a lot of fun. It is via WebEx, so make sure to join. We've got some really fun activities we're going to do, and I cannot wait to see you all in your ugly sweaters. So don't forget to wear your ugly sweater to that, and make sure to sign up. And then we also have our January newsletter coming out. It just mailed this week, so you should be receiving that. And then some other last-minute things. After this class, you will receive an email with some information about the class, as well as some demographic things. If you guys could fill those things out and send back to us, we would greatly appreciate all of that. And then there'll also be some information in the email about recipes, how to join the extensions text program if you guys want to learn more about some of their education as well. And they will talk more about that as we go through this. But without further ado, we will get started here. And we have two lovely ladies with us. We have Robin Johnston and Ashley Gilmore. They are SNAP educators for the University of Illinois Extension. And I'll let them kind of introduce themselves and which counties they serve. And we are so glad to have them both with us. And if you do have any questions, make sure to ask those in our question box, and we will get those answered for you at the end of the program. So I will pass it over to Robin and Ashley, and here we go.
Hi, everyone. And I do Saline and Gallatin education for SNAP Ed.
And my name is Ashley Gilmore, and I do Hamilton and White.
We're glad to be here. We've got our little Santa here that's eating too much and can't fit down the chimney. Some of us might feel like that. I don't know. I've got my hand up. So we're going to talk about healthy holiday eating today. We are community workers with the University of Illinois Extension. This lesson, like I said, is called Healthy Holiday Eating. And this virtual session is shopping for fruits and veggies specifically. It's a great way to learn tips to eat healthy, save money, and more, all from the comfort of your home.
Yes, thank you so much for letting us be here today. This session is from the Healthy Sense curriculum, like she said. At the beginning of each of our sessions, before we get started, we'd like to share with you a few links that this extension has and that we'll be referring to throughout our sessions. One of those links is the resource, Illinois Extension's COVID-19 Resources for Families. In the midst of this current COVID-19 pandemic, families obviously have been facing a lot of issues, some that they're used to and some not. And so Illinois Extension educators have cultivated a great set of materials that can help navigate these waters. So what you do to find this is you're going to go to Extension's website and you're going to go into news and events, click into COVID-19 resources, and then the resources that are directly related to family, you're going to click that picture there, the very first picture. And it's going to take you and it's going to give you some easy recipes that you can do. There's some one-pan meals. If there's anyone like me that doesn't have a lot of time for cooking, I use that quite a bit. There's some health. I know that there's been a lot of additional stress put on all of us. So there's some resources like that. So it's not all just about food. So just feel free to check all of those out.
Well, today's topic is one that we feel is important, and it'll be helpful for anyone who buys groceries or is planning to shop and eat during the holidays. We're talking about how to save money when buying fruits and veggies. Who likes to save money? Right. All of us could, right? We could use a little extra. So we're going to get started.
Awesome. So getting our families and sometimes even ourselves to include enough fruits and vegetables can be a challenge. I don't know if anyone else struggles with that. Keeping produce around the house, it can be expensive too. When you go to the grocery store and you're trying to buy fresh fruits and vegetables, sometimes it can be overwhelming because it can be a little bit expensive. But there are some strategies that we're going to talk about, ways that we can make it more cost efficient and ways that we can utilize things for longer. But one of the things that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about MyPlate. So this is an image off of the MyPlate website. On this, if you're looking at this, you can see what a balanced meal looks like. You're going to notice that half of our plate should be fruits and vegetables when we're sitting down to eat. And that's because, they're good for us. Obviously, they have a lot of vitamins and nutrients in them. And then eating the fresh fruits versus eating drinking a glass of juice, you're getting that additional fiber from the peel. So there's a lot of good reasons. There's a lot of diseases that it helps prevent, both chronic and short term. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But when you consume the amount of fruits and vegetables recommended by the USDA, you are actually reducing your risk of diseases like stroke, heart conditions, and some cancers. So we want to take a minute and think about how many fruits and vegetables do you think you consumed yesterday?
I feel I didn't do very good.
It's okay.
I feel like it's harder in December too, because a lot of us are, kind of in holiday mode, and maybe we're doing some Christmas cookies with the grandchildren or stuff like that too. But it's important.
Sure.
Do French fries count?
If they're baked. Yes. Well, I have a problem with fruits. Fruits are hard for me. I usually am on the road a lot, and so that's a challenge for me.
It is. And what the USDA wants us to try to strive for 5 a day. Also they want us to try to eat a rainbow. And that's just because the different colors and the peels, each fruit and vegetable has different nutrients in it that are good for us. And so eating a variety helps us get a better rounded nutrition overall. The different colors are basically the different vitamins and minerals. So I want you to eat a rainbow. So there's some pictures here. Different ideas, some different ways to plate them. And there's even little popsicles, maybe you could throw your fruits and veggies, maybe put some spinach leaves in there and blend them up and make popsicles. So there's a lot of different ways that we can get our fruits and veggies in.
This looks so good, actually.
I don't know if I would rather have the popsicle or the rainbow. I think they both
I don't know. I like them both.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the fish before. That's cute. Well, one way to help you get these 5 a day is the new MyPlate app. If we all have phones, you can get the free MyPlate app. It's a great tool. I want to tell you a little bit about it. It's free. It's easy to use. It helps remind you to meet your goals. So you go in, like you see on the little phone there, to the dashboard, and you choose a category of the MyPlate, and you choose whether you want to maybe add fruits to breakfast or have an extra veggie for supper, or have something like a fruit or veggie for snack. And you can do this, or maybe dairy is your issue and you want to add milk. And so it will remind you, and when you check that you've completed these each day, it gives you a little party and a little award after you've done it for so many days. And I have to tell you, I use this, and I purposely quit using it for 3 or 4 days to see what it would do. And it sends you little messages reminding you, you need to eat your fruits, you need to eat your veggies. So it was a really easy way. And so I might recommend that, and we'll be giving you the link to that.
That's a great resource, Robin. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes.
So, one of the concerns that we talked about a few minutes ago is, it can be expensive going to the grocery store, obviously, and shopping for fruits and vegetables, but it is possible to fit fresh fruits and frozen fruits and vegetables into any budget. And so some of the tips that we would recommend is, try buying your fruits and vegetables in small amounts that you can still use while they're in fresh. If you are buying a smaller quantity of grapes or whatever at the store, it's obviously going to be a lot more cost efficient. So just make sure that you're, buying only what you're going to use. Another thing is, if you do use a lot or you find a really good sale, you can freeze a lot of fruits and vegetables. Actually, what I did was I had some grapes that were getting ready to go bad in my freezer, and I just washed them off real good, and I picked them and put them in a baggie, and I stuck them in the freezer, and me and my big kids snack on those. We pull them out and eat them during the
Yeah.
So, this is cost effective too, because you're using up stuff that you would have had to throw away, and you're making some fast prep snacks for you and your family that you can just grab and go out of the freezer. And also, if you see like a really great sale, sometimes I'll go into my market and they've got some fruit that's getting ready to go out. I'll just buy it and I'll stick it in the freezer, and so I'll be able to use that. I can blend up smoothies with it, or I can we can just grab and go and eat on it, or I'll even stick it in my water when I'm drinking water. I'll put some different fruits in there and make like a diffused water. So there's a lot of things that we can do. We can also make sure not to buy the pre-cut the plastic fruits and veggie trays. They're so nice looking when you walk in the store, but they're so much more expensive. If you look at, there's little tags when you're grocery shopping. There's little tags that show you how much per you're paying for your product. And if you notice, you'll notice that fruits and vegetables in those trays are a lot more per ounce than buying it just off of the shelf. So check your ad circulars. Buy things in season. Buying things in season, you're going to find lower costs at the grocery store because it didn't cost so much to produce. Try fresh, canned, frozen. Try it in different varieties. Sometimes the frozen will be cheaper. Especially if a fruit is out of season. It doesn't matter how you're getting your fruit as long as you're getting it. So just try eating a variety.
And remember, the best thing to do before you go shopping is to plan. It's very important. Don't just go in there. These are some things right here that you can see on the screen that will help you. Use weekly menus. Buy in season, like Ashley said, or that's in sale in the discount bin. Only buy what you will use. Compare prices. Alternate varieties. Freeze. You can use ads, digital coupons. A lot of the stores have digital coupons. You use the little card, or if digital, you load them on your phone on your account. When you buy them and it scans, it automatically takes it off. You don't even have to cut coupons anymore. Manufacturer coupons, though, are always good. And always, always, always use a list. How many of you use a shopping list like Santa has? You know what? Sometimes I forget my list. So I always try to take a picture of it on my phone when I make it, because I know I'm probably going to have that phone with me, right? I hope. So that's a good thing to do as well. So there's many low-cost ways to meet your fruit and veggie needs. You need to shop smart. Okay, before we shop, we can plan. First, take a look at your own kitchen. See what's in your own pantry. What do you have on hand? There are probably some staples that you want to keep on hand, like flour, sugar, eggs, things like that. Maybe some noodles or rice. You could always use these. And so look at those. Then look at your weekly sales ad. Then plan the rest of your menu for the week or the month accordingly, and then make your shopping list and stick to it. Now, when you arrive at the store, some local stores, like my local store, has a red or a green flyer for the holidays when I first go in, and I can look at it, and it's a shopping guide. It tells me what aisles the things are in, so that I know exactly for holiday, especially holiday baking and cooking, I know exactly where. Because for every 2 minutes that you're in the store, you're going to spend another $10 statistically. So you want to get in and get out, right? Who wants to stay there all day? So these guides can help you, okay?
So, and our number one tip is don't shop hungry. If you go to the store and you're hungry, you're obviously going to be tempted to throw a lot of junk food in your cart. I don't know if any of you have grandchildren or children that shop with you, but if I take my children also to the store and they're hungry, they're going to be begging at every aisle to throw all sorts of things in the cart. So that's expensive and it's unnecessary. And we're getting, we're tempted to throw a bunch of stuff in there that when we get home, we're going to be tempted to eat and it may not be good for us. So make sure that we've ate and we've had a really good, well-rounded meal before we're actually stepping out to go to the store. And the other thing is when you're buying canned fruit, make sure to give yourself options. Choose the ones canned in fruit juice and avoid the ones in heavy syrup. Arvin, do you want to tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah, well, fall and winter's on us, so we have a few examples of what we might try. Apples, sweet potatoes are in season. Always you get potatoes or turnips are in season. And nuts. There's a variety of nuts and spices now. Oftentimes my store will have half off spice sales twice a year and maybe around the holidays. And so it's a good time to stock up on nuts and spices. You can freeze your nuts even. Okay? So buy the enough that you need. Don't let any go to waste. And be sure to compare. So be sure and choose low sodium and no salt added. Also, or rinse your canned veggies to try to keep down on the sodium. That helps with our blood pressure issues and many other things. When it comes to juice, make sure it's 100% juice, no added sugar, because there's going to be a lot of added sugar in some of the fruit drinks. Be careful with that. Okay.
So how can we add more fruits and veggies to our menus? We talked about this a little bit, maybe taking, our produce that's going bad in the freezer and sticking it in the freezer. So we can obviously use fruits and veggies. We can make smoothies out of it. And this EAT.MOVE.SAVE website that we are going to give you here in a little bit has some great resources just directly related to that. There's one on there that I've taken out to the pantries when I do programming. It's called the breakfast smoothie, and it's got spinach in it and it's got berries in it, and it's actually really good. So there's some resources on there. Also, we can take those fruits and we can add them to a salad. Strawberries and berries are really good on a salad. We can make it a dessert. So instead of having a cake or cookies or pie, maybe we can make up a nice fruit salad. And again, we're gonna talk about a recipe here in a little bit that we could use in place of some baked goods. And then we can also add it to our favorite foods. We can add it to our cereal or our oatmeal or our pancakes. Robin, isn't there like a banana oatmeal you tried on the side?
Yes, the banana oatmeal was wonderful. It was very easy to just mash up the bananas and add them with the little pecans to your oatmeal. Sounds delicious. Yeah, there's always good ways you can put fruit in there. Or, like Ashley says with her kids, she sneaks veggies in under cheese in little pieces, and that will get them in. So maybe if you had children or grandchildren, that might be an option.
Yes, absolutely. And then when we're looking at our vegetables, we can add diced veggies to pretty much anything. We can add them to like English muffin pizzas. We can add it to eggs. Like she said, I dice mine up real thin and real small, and I hide it because my children do not like the look of it. And so there's just different things. We can take recipes that we already use with our families, and we can add those veggies in to get that extra nutrition. And I would say anytime that you are trying something new, encourage your family to get involved in the process. And that's just because when you have children or grandchildren, the more they're interacting with the ingredients, the more likely they're going to be to try the food later on down the road. And they're also going to be excited about it, right? Because if my kids have been working on something, the very first thing when I walk in the door, it's going to be, Mom, look what I did. And the same applies to us cooking with our kids and our grandkids. So, encouraging them to get involved. Another thing is we can try, making stir fries. This is something that you can use a variety of veggies in. Also, we can add extra to our sandwiches and to our salad. We can cut them up, or we can make big chunks in them. And we can also add additional veggies to casseroles or pasta dishes, or like I said, pretty much anything that you cook already, you can add some extra veggies in.
And so if you are at a holiday party and you are trying to decide what's best, try to pick the things that have veggies and fruits in them. That's another way that you can increase your fruits and veggies. There will always probably be something, or like this one, Ashley, what's this one?
Yeah, so we can eat more grains, and a really good healthy snack, believe it or not, is popcorn. So obviously buying the ones that have like movie theater butter on them is probably not the ones that we're looking for, unfortunately. But buying the plain popcorn and then giving it a little bit of a kick with our seasonings. We can take seasonings out of our cabinets and we can kind of experiment. Maybe this is an activity you could do with the kids, and you could set out bowls and try different flavors. And then, this is something fun. You can also, there's a picture over here, you can see stringing popcorn on the tree. Maybe you could make a night out of it with you and your family. A lot of us are cooped up with this COVID stuff going around. So maybe, make a night of it and try some new seasonings on your popcorn too. So a good way to
I
get
know
some
my
whole
my
grain.
store my store has flavored seasonings, and they're very low in sodium. They have a caramel corn, kettle corn one, and they have a Parmesan cheese one, and they're very low in sodium and calories.
That sounds good. And I've actually tried, instead of buying like the kettle corn, like the processed kettle corn, that you can get in the store, I've tried putting a little bit of cinnamon on it, and it's actually pretty good too. So you can just experiment and try different things. So.
Okay, so we have a challenge for you now. After we watch, you're gonna watch the video first, Ashley?
Yes, I think.
Okay. This is one way to plan before we go on celebrations. So let's see what we've got.
Good day. This is Laura Barr, nutrition and wellness educator, serving DuPage, Kane, and Kendall counties. And right now, we're in the holiday season, looking to keep feeling well, keeping up our energy, and there's ways of doing that. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve, the average American gains about 2 pounds. So let's aim for weight maintenance and feeling well. And the best way to start with that is 150 minutes of exercise every week. So it could be 30 minutes, 5 days a week. It could be 10-minute sections, 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, 10 minutes in the evening, and then you have your 30. Research shows there's significant health benefits attained with 150 minutes a week, so go for it. The next thing is what we put in our body, how we fuel our body. And we know that there's delicious food everywhere, and just having balance in all that is really important. One way to do that before we go to a party is to eat a salad or to eat some fruit and not go in really hungry and going right for those calorie-dense foods that will kind of satisfy quickly. So if we go in and we're not starving and we kind of focus on socializing, getting to the food, but making choices based on USDA My Plate. So that would be half your plate fruits and vegetables, a starch and a lean protein, and then, hey, it's the holidays, have some dessert. If most of what you're eating is healthy, that will work for you. Speaking about eating when we're hungry, listening to our internal cues, eating mindfully, really tasting our food is all important, and having the self-control to stop when we're satiated. That's a key to not overeating through the holidays. Another good idea is tweaking recipes. When you're making food, in food preparation, using less fat and sugar and salt will make everyone healthier throughout the whole holiday. Just those little tweaks go a long way. Thank you for joining us today in this season in nutrition.
All right, so what I really liked about that video is we talked about not going to the grocery store hungry, but also making sure that we're not going to gatherings hungry too. It's tempting whenever we see a whole buffet full of foods out to just pile things on our plate, but maybe trying to get one of those My Plate looking meals in us before we go will help keep us not get to hungry soon. So Robin was saying we're going to have an activity. Robin, do you want to explain that while I get the slide?
Yes, we're going to do a breakfast, and then we're going to do a lunch or dinner, and we're going to see how you could take these common foods and add a fruit or veggie to each one to increase and try to get your 5 a day. Now, to add, while she's getting this ready, let's see. Okay, there's the eggs. What could you do to eggs? So if you're alone, just think about it. If you're with someone, you could discuss what could you add 2 eggs. I think you could probably add salsa, cheese. Oh, bell peppers diced up. Can you think of anything else? Okay, Ashley, you want to take the next one?
Sure. Okay, so the next one we have is yogurt.
Ooh, I like yogurt. I like it plain or flavored.
I think the first thing that you can do is you can maybe try switching to like a Greek yogurt to get additional protein. And then maybe what are some things that we could add if we were going to switch to Greek yogurt?
They do have different textures. They do. So maybe if you don't like the yogurt texture, the regular, you could try the Greek.
Yes. I would probably add some berries to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Strawberries or blueberries or blackberries or maybe some
granola or cereal on the top.
Yes, that sounds good. Okay. What about toast?
Lots you could do with toast.
Got that avocado toast.
Exactly. She read our minds. Avocado toast. Put a little piece of cheese, spread some avocado on there, little salt and pepper, tomato. Oh, man. Very good. Good choice.
You could maybe add some fruit or some peanut butter, preserves. Believe it or not, we sometimes add a little bit of Greek yogurt and some fruit to ours with a little bit of cinnamon on top. So there's a lot of different things you could do with toast.
You can catch the fruit preserves on sale that are all fruit. No added sugars. You can catch those on sale. Those are good.
What about cereal?
Right.
What do you think? Cereal.
Fruits. Sky's the limit.
Yes, absolutely. Bananas are really good. Berries, stuff like that. And then.
Yep, you can put peanut butter on it too. Good job.
Okay, and then it looks like, Robin, you're going to do lunch and dinner with us.
Okay. Well, for lunch, a hamburger. We could do a lot with hamburger, but you could dress it up. Put your lettuce and tomato and your avocado on there, your onion, your pickle. That could all be great stuff. Low-fat cheese. And how about tacos? Same thing. Lettuce, tomato. Is there anything? Corn? Maybe people put corn on theirs. A salsa. There's all kinds of ways to do that. Mac and cheese. Now that's a good one, but that's hard because you think, what can I put in the mac and cheese?
I would maybe switch the noodles to cauliflower noodles.
Yep. You could do spaghetti squash noodles. Put in some broccoli in this traditional mac and cheese. You know, it's very inexpensive to buy a box. Sometimes that may be all you have. Add some broccoli or some mushrooms or something like that in it.
Okay.
And there's chicken almost, chicken's probably served once a week, probably everywhere, pretty much. You could do a lot with chicken. What could you do with that? She mentioned stir fry earlier.
Maybe
add some mushrooms.
Or maybe serve the meat with half a plate of veggies instead of a potato or a starchy side.
Right. And the chicken or the meat, the burger should be about the size of a deck of cards. That's about how big you want it to be. Okay, great. You guys are doing great. I can hear you. Now we have a recipe that shows how to get some fruits and a yummy snack. I call it melted snowman. It's so good and fun to make. It's not really a melted snowman. This is what it's called. I can't say all that. It's so yummy. What's in it, Ashley? Tell us about it.
So I made this with just yesterday, and I actually made it with cookie cutters. Instead of, we usually make like the chocolate covered pretzels around this time of year, me and my kids, but we did this instead. And all it is it's yogurt. I used the Greek yogurt, but you could use either kind. And then it's got all of this stuff in it. So it's got berries. I used some of the frozen berries you can get at Walmart because they're a little bit cheaper. And then instead of the chocolate chips, I used mini M&Ms and then some pretzels. And so it's so easy. There's not even really any directions that you need. You just kind of mix it all together, layer it all together in your cookie cutters, and then freeze it in your cookie cutters. And then when it's done, kind of run the cookie cutters under the water for maybe about 5 seconds, and they'll pop right out. And they taste like, they honestly taste like ice cream, creamsicle type things. They're really good because the berries kind of give you a burst of flavor. So we made them into our cookie cutters, and you can see our little gingerbread man here playing in the snow. That's supposed to be at the bottom of snow.
Cute.
And then,
so cute.
And then we freestyled it. So I put out a piece of aluminum foil, and we kind of smeared it into circles, and then we just kind of decorated our snowmans. And those are blackberry arms, blueberry buttons, and we just froze it, and we're just kind of break it apart and eat it. So this is a really good recipe, especially to do this time of year. This is kind of a healthy substitution to maybe some of the baking activities that we do. So,
how old are your children, and did they like doing it?
My children are in 1st and 3rd grade, and they love doing anything in the kitchen. And if you have any picky eaters, this is a great opportunity to use fruits that they haven't tried or that they're hesitant to try, and kind of get them used to like touching, like a kiwi. I know I used to work with pre-K age kids, and there was a lot of kids that were super reluctant to touch a kiwi. And so maybe, if you have a food specifically that your grandkids or your kids don't want to mess with, use it to make the snowman. I'm telling you, they will light up at the idea of playing with it. And so that, they get used to the smell of it, they get used to the feel of it, and then kind of encourage them to take bites of it while they're working. So this is a great way to be sneaky and get our kids to try things or to explore things that they wouldn't. So
I think even dried fruit and nuts would work. If you didn't have pretzels or dried fruit like raisins, cranberries, that would work.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, I think that would be really good in it. Yeah.
If they're dry, it'd be not so runny. I think that's great. I've tasted this before, and it's really good.
It is. It really does taste like ice cream.
Well, we've got some resources for you. You can see there is our EAT.MOVE.SAVE website that we've gotten all these fun recipes from. And we're on Facebook, Illinois Nutrition Education Program, if you'd like to look us up. We're on Instagram. We have a monthly newsletter that you can send out, and I'll be sending Kayla all of these so that you'll be sharing them. There's a healthy text program. Now, this healthy text program is, you could go on our EAT.MOVE.SAVE website to sign up, or we're going to give you a link you could click, and you get 1 to 2 messages on your cell phone each week, tips on how to be more active, to eat healthy, to cook, maybe a recipe, might tell you about some programs like ours that's coming online, what dates and times. And so we've got a gift, this promotional gift this month. If you sign up for our Healthy Text program, we are going to send you a wonderful, wonderful gift. It's for cooking in the kitchen. So we would like to see as many of you can really enjoy that.
Yeah, and they are really nice. We've got some really nice spatulas, measuring cups and stuff like that. So we'll send you one of those, and you can get to cooking with your families a little bit more. If you look over there in the bottom right, you'll see like a picture that's got a bunch of like weird squiggles in it. That is actually a QR code. So if you have your phone handy, if you take it and you pull your camera app up and click on that camera and just hold your phone in front of it, it will actually take you directly to the sign up for this Healthy Text program. So that's pretty easy to do. I think we were talking before the meeting, and we're going to maybe include that QR code in those resources that we're sending. Is that right, Robin? So if you're on your phone right now and you can't pull it up, when you check your email, maybe check it on your computer, and you can just scan it. And then whenever you get that done, we'll send you that gift. But it's a great program. It just sends a couple text messages every week with some healthy tips to kind of keep you motivated, because sometimes it can be hard to stay motivated to eat healthy for sure.
I do. I think one of the best motivations is to have somebody, a buddy, that will help you. right?
Yes.
That you're accountable to, that said, yes, I skipped the ice cream cone and I went right for the apple or something like that. So find somebody to work with, get the Healthy Text program signed up, get your My Plate app, you'll be ready. Now here's our Eat, Move, Save website. When you go on it, there's yellow Eat. You click on that for all the recipes. Move helps you with all kinds of fun activities for your family. The Save button is the green one. We'll talk more about what we've said today about saving money on fruits and veggies and grocery shopping. Try to chop the outside perimeters of the store. I make out my grocery list in order that I know the store I'm going to, so I don't spend a lot of time. The outside of the perimeters are the ones that are healthiest for you. Try to stay away from the processed middle aisles. Yeah. So today we've learned all about saving money, fruits and veggies. We've practiced applying that information. We've discussed a healthy recipe and how it's affordable. And we hope that you feel more confident now in buying produce, sticking to your budget, being healthier this holiday season. Yeah. So, Ashley, you want to tell them about changes?
Okay, yeah. We have some upcoming classes that are going to be launching this next year. One of them, this isn't a new curriculum, but we are actually just starting some virtual series on it here in the spring, and that is Healthy Sense. So Healthy Sense is a really good curriculum.
You were the first ones to get it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are. Yes, you guys are special.
Number one.
This is a class that teaches us about, some more about how we can reduce costs at the store. There's going to be some healthy recipe ideas and stuff like that we're going to kind of go through. And then if you or your family, you have children or grandchildren that are pre-K age, we also have Eat, Play, Grow that is going to be starting up. This is a really fun interactive class. We did a class last week and we had 13 kids on jabbering the whole way through it. They were so excited. There's dancing. There's opportunities for them to
yoga,
engage. Yes, with the curriculum. Yes, they were boogieing down. So if you or your grandchildren maybe would be interested in this, share the information about this when we send those resources out. And then we also have Serving Up My Plate, which is for grade school age that will be starting up too. So we will send some more information about those. But if you would like more information or you would like to sign up for those, there is an email at the bottom, robinj@illinois.edu, and you can get signed up through Robin. So we hope to see some of you guys for some of those programs.
Now, we'd like to leave you with a challenge, okay? A challenge. We would like you to pick one of these and try it this next week or through the holiday season. Number one, make a shopping list based on your menu for the week. Can you do that? Make a shopping list based on your menu for the week. Number two, you could choose any of these. Check for sales in the grocery store flyer or online. The next thing is try one fruit or veggie that's new to you. One. And the last one, try a seasonal recipe from our Eat, Move, Save website. If you could do any of those four, don't worry about making big steps. Gradual, small steps are key, and they're more likely to stick with us. And so we thank you very much for coming today, for participating. We hope you enjoy learning about shopping in the holiday season and how important your grocery shopping is. And then perhaps you'll make one of those small changes this next week.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Robin and Ashley. I do have a few questions for you guys. I really liked your presentation. Those were some great tips. And I think I am guilty of not having that shopping list and going in hungry. So those
I've done it.
Those are tough.
Yes.
So one of our first questions is you guys talked about popcorn and choosing the one that doesn't have the butter flavor, which is my favorite. But what are each of your favorite seasonings to add?
You can get the light buttered popcorn and try to make it yourself rather than the microwave. But the microwave would be okay. They make a 98% fat-free one. And it's good, along with the seasonings. I have to admit, I like the garlic. Topping, the garlic parmesan, I like, and the cheddar. that my store carries. And like I said, they were low sodium, low fat, and those are my favorite. Ashley, what's your favorite?
I tell you what, this time of year, I actually like nutmeg. Nutmeg is a really good seasoning to put on popcorn, especially if you like that kettle corny taste. Cinnamon, I really like the garlic as well. Those are really good. And then maybe like pumpkin pie spice.
Everything pumpkin pie right now. That's got to be good.
Yes, and we have on the EAT.MOVE.SAVE website Tic Tac Taco mix. You take shredded wheat plain and like a oat like Cheerio like cereal, and then you take what else is it? Nuts if you want, and you actually use cumin spice and chili powder and just a little bit, and it gets, oh my goodness, it smells like tacos cooking. And that's on our recipe site too. Very good toppings.
Awesome. I like the cinnamon one. They say cinnamon's really good for you, so I'm gonna have to try that on mine next. Also, pumpkin spice. I love pumpkin spice. So great options. You also mentioned at the beginning of your presentation about freezing your vegetables. What's some of the best ways to freeze your vegetables? Should you put the date on it? And like, how long do they stay good frozen, I guess?
We have on our EAT.MOVE.SAVE website, there is a place that you can go to talk about storage and it's also on our extension webpage, how long to freeze them. And the general practice is try to use them within a month, but some can be frozen up to 3 months. I like to choose Ziploc bags or the freezer kind, or you can put them in containers. Ashley, do you have something else that you use?
So I actually do. I use Ziploc bag. So bananas, I will mash my bananas up before I put them in the freezer, and I'll use that for like my smoothies and stuff like that, just because banana's texture does change a little bit. But then whenever I do like my broccoli or stuff like that, when I chop that up, I put those in the baggies again. And then like my grapes, I'll typically stick those in a Rubbermaid container, just because my kids get in and out of those all the time because they're really good. Then it's easier for them just to open and close the lids. But yeah, I have had grapes in my freezer for about 3 months that we're still munching on. So they stay good a long time. It does protect a lot.
And I also like to keep a bag, or you could do a glass jar or a plastic container in the freezer. When you get done with meals, if you have a little bit of corn left, or you have a little peas left, or you have some diced chicken left, put it all in there, and then you've got a ready-made soup bag. All you have to do is make soup when you get your soup bag full. So that's another way to save those little scraps.
That's a great idea.
I like that one. I'm going to have to use that one because we always end up with like a handful of corn or green beans. I'm like, what am I going to do with that? I guess I'll throw it out. But now just make me a soup bag. I like that one. I think you might have mentioned this, but what are some good fruits and vegetables that are in season right now? Because you said that it's better to buy in-season vegetables because they'll be a little cheaper, a little fresher. What are some of those that are in season to be looking for?
That is actually on our website. I'm not sure. I'll see if I can bring it up. You want to tell them some, Ashley, while I try to bring it up?
I am pulling up our website right now.
Yeah.
It looks like apples, avocados, bananas, beets, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, carrots, celery, collard greens, grapefruit, kale, kiwi, leeks, lemons, limes, onions, oranges, parsnips, pears, pineapples, potatoes, pumpkins, rutabagas, sweet potatoes, turnips, and winter squash. So there's a lot of options.
We have a chart. We have a chart that shows the season and what is in season. So we'll be sending that to you as well. I'll make note of that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's always
everybody to
interesting because I don't think I ever know what's in season because I think like Kroger always has everything.
Yes.
I want or need, you know.
Now, I have to tell you, my local Kroger, I don't know if they all do. I have to tell you, my Kroger has this giant book in the produce section, and it's alphabetical. And I can look up any produce in there, and it will tell me when to buy it, what to look for, how do I know it's ripe. It'll tell me how to cook it, how to store it. and when the best time is to buy it, and it's all alphabetical. I've used that book. I don't know if they all have it, but if your store has one, it's very, very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that next time. I don't think I ever have noticed it, but I'm sure they have to have it. That's interesting. That's great. So my next question is, what are some stores that have the best pricing options for fresh fruits or vegetables that you guys have found to be kind of the best stores to shop at?
Farmers markets are the best if you can get to one. But
Awesome.
since we don't always have farmers markets in the winter here, but sometimes you can buy at co-ops, go in with someone. There are different places that will deliver misshapen veggies and fruits to your door if you like that, if you don't mind the misshapen ones. Ashley, almost all stores have discount bins. I call them rot boxes. That's not nice, but discount bins. And Ashley, what do you think?
So something that I actually grew up in a very small town, and so I don't know if this is regional or not, but a lot of farmers will sell off some of the excess that they didn't take to market too, specifically sweet corn. If you any farmers, you can maybe ask them, if they're going to let people. And we actually get a lot of free sweet corn that way. They'll let us come in and they'll let us pick what we want, and then we'll freeze it up for the year. So there's that. And then, checking your ads, because I feel like a lot of stores have really good deals, but it's probably not consistently. I'm probably not going to find the best price every time at one store because they want to get us in the door. They're going to offer prices on certain items. So checking those ads. And if you don't get a newspaper, I know a lot of people don't get a newspaper anymore. They put those advertisements on their website that you can go in and check, so you can do a little bit of price comparison shopping. There's also some websites. So if you Google, I'm not sure if I can give specific names, but if you Google like coupons or whatever like that, there will be websites that pop up, and they will price check prices for you, and you can go in there and find the best deals at each store. So it'll say like Kroger has strawberries for such and such price, 99 cents a container. And so it'll kind of give you a heads up on what stores have the best prices. So go to Google and check out some of those websites, and they'll help you comparison shop too.
It's worth spending. It's worth spending a little bit of time before you go. It's worth it.
I'm sure there's an app too that might do that. So if anybody out there is into apps, maybe look into some of those. Also, kind of going back to your smoothies, you mentioned putting spinach in this, and I also have this question, is do you ever taste the spinach in your smoothie, or how do you avoid tasting some of the things you don't want to taste, but make them taste better, I guess? How to make your smoothie taste the best. There we go. I'll get it out.
So it's interesting because I also was a little bit concerned about that. And I have a child that has like a sensory processing issue. He really struggles with textures and colors and stuff like that. And so the spinach leaves, you want to get them blended up as thoroughly as possible. So I will typically put those in my my blender with the yogurt or whatever first, and I'll blitz them until they're just absolutely smooth. And then when you add the berries in there, believe it or not, you really can't taste them. You could maybe add like a tablespoon of peanut butter into the smoothie, and the peanut butter kind of pulls the spinach taste away from it. But by the time I don't know if any of you have ever tried like those V8 drinks, but sometimes they have veggies mixed in them too, and you can't even taste it. So just try adding a little bit to start with, a little bit of the spinach, and then kind of gradually building it. And then that way your body gets kind of used to the taste of it too. So.
Awesome. That's a great tip. I've always wondered that. I've made smoothies, but I'm too afraid to put the spinach in, so maybe I'll have to start adding some. I like that. Well, those are all the questions I really got in for you guys. I truly do appreciate you both being here with us today, and I think we've all learned some pretty good tips. And definitely don't forget the list at home. I got to remember that one myself.
Take a picture. Take a picture of it.
Take a picture, yes.
Your
always
phone.
have your phone with you. So But I do appreciate both of you being here today. And just a reminder, I will be sending an email with links to everything they've shared today, as well as 2 surveys that would be really helpful if you guys would fill out for us and send back. And again, we do appreciate you guys joining us today. We hope you learned something. And thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Yes.